Hello PC Master Race, welcome back. I finally managed to put together a $300 build that I've been getting a lot of requests for. In total, it's about $305 right now on PCPARTPICKER because it selects the cheapest prices. Now before you go ahead and buy this build, I'm going to talk about the performance you can expect and also what you should have in mind. Some Intel B150, and this also includes the 110 chipsets, may need a BIOS update prior to using Kaby Lake S CPUs. So basically, as soon as you get this, just update your BIOS and you should be good to go with this CPU. If you're on a $300 budget, it's really hard to pick out the hardware that you can buy that actually fits in within that budget, that is not actually going to be bad when you're playing your games, that you don't get a low FPS and stuff like that. And with this build, you can expect to play some games like CSGO and Overwatch in medium to high settings with 60 FPS. CSGO goes way beyond that because of the graphics card, which I will come to later on in this video. As usual, I'm going to start off with the CPU. This is the same one I used for my $400 and $500 builds, which I finished a few weeks ago. This is the Intel Pentium G4 560 3.5 GHz dual core processor. This little thing in general just makes the i3 lineup completely obsolete because it costs $59 and it has very similar performance to the i3. Overall, a very good CPU for the money. I don't think the Ryzen 5 will change that, as they don't have a CPU that's under $150. So when it comes to price to performance ratio, this CPU is a very good choice. As far as the motherboards go, we have the ASROCK B150M-HDS. This is a micro ATX motherboard. It only has 2 memory slots, but that's going to be enough. It is DDR4 2133, maximum supported memory of 32 GB, does not support Crossfire or SLI. It has 4 SATA 6 connectors, and it does support USB 3.0. Now you can pick this up from EVGA at a price around $39, which is not a bad deal. This is a very bare bones motherboard, but it is going to do everything that you need it to do. And like I mentioned previously, some Intel B150 chipset motherboards may need a BIOS update prior to using Kaby Lake CPU, so have that in mind. While I was looking for the right RAM memory to choose from, I had very little choice but to actually cut this to one stick of 4 GB, but you can upgrade this later on. You can buy this PC, save up $25 and just upgrade to one more stick, so it's 8 GB in total. But this would go over the budget if I chose 8 GB, so it's 4 GB for now, but it is very good memory. Crucial 4 GB, DDR4 2133, which is also the max frequency that the motherboard supports. It's fairly easy to save up another $25 a month, so you can buy the extra stick and have 8 GB in total. I wanted it to be 8 GB in total, but basically that would be $330, $340 in total, and then the title of the video would be misleading, and yeah, that just wouldn't go well for me, would it? For storage, I decided to go with a 500 GB Western Digital Caviar Green, which is about $28 right now, and should be enough for the operating system and a decent amount of games. Now, the best part of the system is the graphics card, which is the ASUS Radeon RX 460. This is a 2 GB dual OC video card, and 2 GB is good for medium to high settings on 1080p. It has 2 fans, so cooling is not a problem. It supports FreeSync, core clock 1.9 GHz, boost clock 1.24 GHz, and it also supports Crossfire. But then you would need a different motherboard because the one we chose does not support Crossfire. As far as the benchmarks go, it can run CSGO on high in about 200 FPS, Hitman on medium settings, DirectX 12 on 52 FPS, Overwatch on high Full HD in 87 FPS, and Shadow of Mordor medium settings Full HD on 72 FPS. Considering I recommended GTX 1050 for my $400 and $500 build, the RX 460 is just a little bit slower than this one. I would highly recommend it, but of course, as always, being smart with your settings is the best option. Anti-aliasing, shadow options, anything that uses pixel shaders too much, like stuff like HBAO, needs to be turned off for this card to shine. Now, the case was a hard pick. I decided to go with either Rosewill FBM-01 Micro ATX Mini Tower case or the DIYPC Solo TR1R case. Now, to fit this into the budget, I had to aim below $25 or below $30, and these cases are both below that price. However, the DIYPC case is $25 but $7.99 shipping on Newegg, so it's up to you in this one. I would probably recommend that one instead of the Rosewill one because not only it looks better, but it does have a bigger fan in the front and in the back, so the airflow will be much better. I also heard the cable management on this specific Rosewill case is terrible, so have that in mind. And now in the end we have the power supply, EVGA 430 watts 80 plus certified. At 430 watts it will be enough for this build. However, if you're planning on doing crossfire and you have to change the motherboard as well for crossfire, you may want to go with like 500 watts or something. But for this build specifically, 430 watts will be enough, and EVGA 80 plus certified power supply is very high quality. And with that, I conclude today's video. Thank you guys for watching. If you got any questions, concerns, suggestions for another build, or alternatives for this specific build, post it in the comment section down below and let me know. And if this video helped you, please leave a like and subscribe. This is a small but growing channel, and the support would be very much appreciated. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.